Valanaki. Thank you, Bradley, for coming on again.
John, pleasure to be on.
And we also have the pleasure of the company of Captain Roderick Kambual from the land element of the Papua New Guinea Defence Force. Captain, thank you very much for coming on to the show.
Thank you, sir, for having me on the show.
It's nice to have you. You, of course, will be taking us through the presentation of colors, what it all means when it all happened at Murray Barracks this morning. So, yeah, the rich details behind it and how it started and what it's all about. So we will hear from you later on today. And that is what it's all about this morning. We will also, if we have time, have the opportunity to bring you pictures and some commentary about our new aeroplane, the Airbus A220, which is on its way to Port Moresby from Nadi Airport in Fiji. It came all the way from Canada, and it's 1 hour away to Jackson's Airport in Port Moresby. So we will see a little bit about and talk a little bit about that when that plane arrives. So before we get into the presentation of colors, its purpose, the rich tradition behind it, with Captain Roderick, let's first of all look at what happened yesterday, the arrival of Prince Edward, the Duke of Edinburgh, our important visitor for tomorrow's celebrations. That was at the airport yesterday at Jackson's. And here are some pictures again of members of the disciplined forces of both Papua New Guinea, Australia, and even New Zealand at the airport to welcome His Royal Highness. There's the plane that came in yesterday, flying in Prince Edward. And he was, of course, received at the airport by the head of the Papua New Guinea Defence Force, members of government, including Foreign Affairs Minister Justin Chichengo, the Governor of NCD, the Honourable Paul Pakop, other dignitaries. And as tradition, he was led to the diocese and took a guard of honor. And of course, the traditional gunfire welcoming a member of a royal family. He then took time to inspect the guard of honor. It is again a tradition. Prince Edward marks, I think, the conclusion of the visit to Papua New Guinea by all the members of the royal family under the late Queen Elizabeth II, the Bradley.
Yeah, I think, John, it was very spectacular there to see another member of the royal family come on show in Papua New Guinea, part of the Commonwealth. And now we're back to live pictures at the Murray Barracks, in Port Moresby.
And Captain Roderick, can you take us through what's happening now? It is of course, these are members of the 1R PIR. Who are they? Can you take us through that?
So, sir, this, as you can see now on the screen, we have the members of the 1st Royal Pacific Islands Regiment. They've just marched on to the parade and formed up on the parade ground at Murray Barracks. And we have the old colors being marched forward in their position, ready to be trooped for the last time. So on parade we have the Alpha Company, which is on the far left. You'll see the first formation on the far left is Alpha Company. The second, we have Charlie Company. And on the third guard, we have support and admin, a mixture of soldiers from the support and admin company. making the third guard. And on the fourth guard, we have Soldier of Support Company as the fourth guard. So that's the guard for today on parade.
Okay. The presentation of colors, it has a history. It hasn't been done before. In fact, this is the second time it's ever been done in the history of 1RPIR and in the history of Papua New Guinea, if you will. Take us through that.
So the first time the Defence Force received its colors for the first time, it was in the 4th of July, 1956, by the Governor General of Australia back then, Field Marshal Slim. So that was the first time when the Queen's colors and the regimental colors were presented to the PNG Defence Force.
Here's some pictures of the very original, if you like, of the regiment.
Yes, yes. That's those are pictures of the Papuan Infantry Battalion, the original unit that the Pacific Islands Regiment came from.
So, Captain, I guess these were policemen before they became military men.
Yes, yes. This Papuan Infantry Battalion was formed back in 1940, raised by Major L. Logan, who recruited volunteers and also members of the Royal Police Constabulary. Yeah, they are the ones that...
They would have been picked anyway from anywhere. I mean, they wouldn't have had formal training or anything like that. Just their height, their physical being, I think that was the way they judged them and picked them.
Yes, sir. So most of them were Tultuls and Luluais and old policemen. So they formed that the pioneers of the Papuan Infantry Battalion, which later on became the Pacific Islands Regiment.
I think at that time they administered law and order at the time, so they had a good knowledge of holding on to a rifle at that time. So
yes,
automatically they became eligible there.
And I guess all these guys now are remembered by these guys on the screen now.
Yes.
Yeah, they will have had some training. They know what it's all about, and they are now making history in being present at a time when the colors are being presented, and it changes, doesn't it, from the Queen now to the King, and the regiments in between involved in there. Talk about that.
Yes, so now it's changed from the Queen's color to the King's color. So we have these two significant colors. So on the King's color, you'll see the King's insignia, and it contains a rich history. And on the regimental colors, you have the history of the regiment, the battle honors, the battles that the unit was involved in. And yeah, basically that's the crown on the Queen's color, King's color, correction. It's shown on the
that
screen.
Real gold?
That is actually real gold, 24 karat gold. So I was privileged to have carried the regimental colors before, and one of the things they told me was, if that gold touches the ground, you would actually have to go under death by firing squad, a penalty of death by firing squad.
You didn't drop it, did you?
I did not drop it.
Yeah.
But this is common in the Commonwealth.
Yes, yes.
Okay, Kokoda coming up, the relevance and the significance of that.
So as you can see on the banner, you see Kokoda, Nassau Bay. These are what we call the battle honors of the regiment. The 1st Royal Pacific Islands Regiment. So those battle honors are actual battles that the unit took part in.
Okay, that's the Kokoda Trail battle.
Kokoda Trail battle.
And the Kokoda
Deniki, yes.
And go through. And the other one is the
Nassau Bay.
Nassau Bay.
Finschhafen. liberation of New Guinea. We have Scarlet Beach, Tambo Bay, Finchafen. Yes, those are some of the listed.
There's another Sio-Sipic River. What's that?
Sio-Sipic.
Yeah.
So it's one of the battles fought in the Sio-Sipic River during World War II. So, yeah.
So I guess all these battles that our men were engaged in happened in World War II.
Yes.
When the constables became military men.
Yes.
We are expecting the arrival of His Excellency the Prince, the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Edward, who will be part of the officialdom at Murray Barracks this morning, the presentation of colours.
And I think, John, the weather is holding fine for this earlier part of the morning. Hope it stays that way.
And there's your boss almost, Captain Roderick. Tell us about him. He's the first from the sea element that's become head of the Defence Force in Papua New Guinea.
Actually, he's the second.
He's the second.
The second from the sea element. The first was
Commodore
Peter Ilau.
Yes. And none from the air element yet.
None from the air element yet.
Yeah. But tell us a little bit about Philip Polewara.
So, Rear Admiral Polewara, yes. He is from Yanguru, East Sepik. He has served in the Papua Defence Force for more than 30 years. And he also served during the Bougainville crisis. He was one of the CEOs of the ships. So he has a lot of history within the force, and one of the battles in, one of the major events in the country.
Okay.
I think the titles now have changed over time. You had Commodore Peter Ilau before, now you have Rear Admiral. What's the difference?
Okay, so Commodore, back then, the army didn't change structure yet. So they're changing the structure of the army now to cater for the expansion of the army. So now they've increased the rank from Commodore to Rear Admiral, which is equivalent to Major General. Rear Admiral is equivalent to Major General.
Okay, there's some orders being given at Murray Barracks. Let's hear that. Papua New Guinea, Sir Bob Dadair. And of course, the last we're expecting would have to be His Royal Highness, the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Edward.
There are a total of 96. On the parade, there's 96, but in the actual battalion, we have about 900, almost 900 soldiers.
Yes. They are different. Their functions are different to the normal operations of other members of the discipline force.
Yes. So in the unit itself, we have a total of 5 different companies. We have Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, and support actually 6, and also admin company. So the Alpha Bravo, Alpha 2 Delta companies, they are infantrymen. They are the fighters. They're the ones that go on the battlefield. The support company, they consist of specialists. We have the field engineers, we have medics, field medics, combat medics, we have signalers who communications experts, and yeah, different roles they play within the battle.
Okay. So we are compatible with other countries when it comes to these specific roles?
Yes, yes, of course. Our soldiers have been trained. They go through qualifying courses when they are put into those specific units. And yeah, we also have our own qualifying courses and also qualifying courses conducted in other countries that we go to attend to.
That particular shot there, we're doing a bit of dissolve into a wider shot. That gives you a picture of what it's like at Murray Barracks this morning at the presentation of colors. A ceremony which is part of the 50th Golden Jubilee Independence celebrations, where His Royal Highness, the Duke of Edinburgh, will officiate. Some of those members of the 1RPI, they've been there for many years, haven't they? Some are young, some have been there for a couple of years.
Our oldest soldier in the unit has been there for more than 36 years.
Wow.
Has served for more than 36 years.
So what's the age limit?
The retirement age is 53 is the retirement age.
And that's some pictures of officials.
Yes, the person in green is the Deputy CDF, Deputy Commander of the Defence Force.
At the far end of the screen there?
Yeah, exactly.
He's the Deputy Commander.
Deputy Commander.
And he's from the what? From the land element?
He is from the land element. He was my CO when I was in the 2nd Royal Pacific Islands Regiment in 2016 to 2019.
And tell us about them. Who are they?
We have the person towards the screen, that's Colonel Siale Diro, the DA to Australia, Defence Attaché to Australia. And those are the chaplains. They're preparing to consecrate the colors, bless the colors.
It's also a good day for residents of Murray Barracks. There are families there, kids there. And of course the surrounding community, I'm sure they've opened the gates for people to come in, and it's quite a good size at Murray Barracks at this moment. You don't get to see the change of colors every year, every season. This is the second in how many years? So they get the opportunity to see that. It's quite a privilege.
Exactly. It's a very significant event, a very rare event too also. A lot of the families of the people, the soldiers on parade will be there to witness their fathers, husbands, and relatives on the parade.
So what happens then, Captain? As soon as the Duke of Edinburgh arrives, what will be the formalities? What can we expect?
So as soon as His Excellency arrives, we will have the all colors marched on, and then they will be grouped for the last time as a final act of respect to the all
like
colors.
Like a funeral service, finished now, last time.
Yes, similar to a funeral service.
And hello, welcome to the new colors.
Exactly.
All black kala mi makim Queen Mary Minster before. Now become long pikini man blong now become a king.
Now.
Yeah, as they are all to attention, waiting for His Royal Highness. Maybe let's look at some of the pictures, that rich history we were talking about, that rich tradition, that rich purpose, the spirit of that tradition of the unit.
So, before I go through the history of the unit, I'll just run through a quick history on the colors. So, the colors. The colors date back to the medieval times, in the 16th to 17th century, when military units carry colors in the battlefield, or flags or banners in the battlefield to represent their specific unit, so they know where they are. So the enemy knows his enemy, which enemy is there on the battlefield. So later on, now in the modern ages, it is used as a ceremonial flag, representing the rich history of the units, and the regimental color carries the battle honors.
Yes,
that,
yes. But if we were at war, we would carry those colors out onto the field, on the battlefield?
In the modern times,
Probably not.
Yeah, it's been stopped in the modern times.
Okay,
So
but this is a ceremonial gest of the history.
Yes, nowadays it's used mainly in parades. To welcome especially royal representatives, and also representatives of the monarchy.
So we are part of the greater Commonwealth group of nations the world over.
Yes.
Oh, back to Murray Barracks. All in anticipation of that little ceremony that is so significant for this particular element.
John, it's good to see our residents in their colors as well, the national colors, for this event, presentation of colors. Of course, it's our time. September 16th is on the eve of September 16th, and quite fitting.
Well, there's the colors of the country. So what would be the We're talking about the presentation of colors. What are the colors? Red, yeah, you may look him. When you color.
You mean
Yeah.
color?
Yeah,
Color
colours,
queen.
yeah.
Okay. So you'll see on the regimental color, it's made of green and gold. So you'll see the battle honors are in gold. They have a little gold banners across the actual regimental color banner itself, the flag itself. And it was actually embroidered with very quality material, the fabric of the most high quality, and yeah, stitched up with silk and also gold, gold cotton.
To make it durable.
Yes.
And stand its purpose.
It's very durable. The last colors have been there for a very long time.
It's very traditional and symbolic as well.
Yes.
Of their rich history.
You're right. It's been quite a while. We are waiting for the prince.
We're waiting for the arrival
I
of the
think
prince.
something has happened, some action. Maybe, yes, there's that announcement that he's arriving.
Gentlemen should remove their headdress, and members in uniform are reminded to salute.
They do a royal salute for the prince when he's arriving.
The arrival at last of the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Edward, to the presentation of colours at Murray Barracks in Port Moresby. Takes a salute from Rear Admiral Philip Polawara. And the white colours and the white they wear, what is the significance of that, Captain?
The white uniform they're wearing is the uniform that the Navy, is the uniform of the Navy, naval officers. So if the CDF was an infantryman, they would be wearing green.
Takes a salute now.
That's the royal salute being conducted.
Please be seated. The parade commander, commanding officer of the 1st Royal Pacific Islands Regiment, Lieutenant Colonel Ezron Dekaya Tavara, will now invite His Royal Highness, the Duke of Edinburgh, to inspect the parade.
see on the screen, we have the commanding officer of the 1st Royal Pacific Islands Regiment, Colonel Ezron Dekai Tavara, walking with the Prince to inspect the guard.
And it's not uncommon for members of the royal family to just stop and chat with one of the soldiers. You'd think that he probably didn't have his cap on right and they kind of straightened it or not. You know, you think like that. But no, I think it's tradition that you just don't just march past and say hello to them. At least one of them, so that
Yes.
they feel as though they're recognized, they're owned.
Yes, yes. Usually they ask them questions like, what's your name, how long have you served in the army, how are you today? Yes.
And those who have been chatted on today, it's a privilege to speak
Yeah,
with
they'll
royalty.
remember that. They'll remember that.
Yes, definitely. It's a privilege to have a chat with the one of the members of the royal family.
True.
The Duke of Edinburgh inspecting the Guard of Honor at Murray Barracks here in Port Moresby at the time of the presentation of the old colour, of the replacement of the old colours and the presentation of the new ones from the Queen to the King. It's a ceremonial tradition that is happening for the first time in the history of the country. It was presented way back, and then now, because there's a change of from the Queen Mother to her son as the King, the colors also change. And these pictures are coming to you from Murray Barracks here in Port Moresby as part of Papua New Guinea's 50th Independence Golden Jubilee celebrations. That happens tomorrow. And on the eve, the presentation of colors at Murray Barracks in Port Moresby.
John, I guess it's a rich reminder that we are still part of the bigger family in the Commonwealth.
The presence of the Prince underscores the historical bond between the country, our country, the Commonwealth, and also the monarchy itself.
And that is not about a change. It will not change. We are represented, the Queen, or the King in this case, is represented in Papua New Guinea by the Governor General. And he, of course, is appointed, elected by Parliament every 6 years. And at this point in time, it's Sir Bob Dade.
The head of state, who is right behind the Prince.
The Prince is now inspecting the band, members of the band.
Right next to the Prince is the man with the bagpipe. He is from Chimbu, the very first, one of the very first to learn how to play the bagpipe, and was also teaching the young ones how to do it. With the badges on his chest, you would think that he's been through and done that.
Yes, that's him. He's the pipe major.
Pipe major.
He is
that would be his title.
Yes, his title is the pipe major.
And he's still there.
He's still there. He's the oldest member of the 1st Royal Pacific Islands Regiment Band.
And at the rehearsals yesterday, he was teaching the young guys a little bit about discipline and how to do things. So we were kind of fortunate to see a little bit of that, and he gets to salute the prince.
And John, Edinburgh is a special place when it comes to military tattoo. It's tradition there, so it's quite fitting that His Royal Highness pays that respect to the band, military band. Yes. There.
A lot of our members of the band, they go to Edinburgh to do their course in bagpipes and other instruments, and also the ceremony, how to conduct the ceremony itself.
They have an annual military tattoo show that happens every year.
Yes.
Of the pipes and drums of the Pacific Islands Regiment to call the band to troop in slow and quick time.
So you just heard from the Master of Ceremony. He's announced now the band will be trooping from slow to quick time and then position themselves in preparation for the color escorts to come in, which is Alpha Company of the 1st Pacific. The Alpha Company of the 1st Pacific Islands Regiment, they are the escorts to the color. Once the band is in place, the escorts to the color will make the way in place, and then they will do the trooping of the colors, the final trooping of the colors, the old colors.
This particular group would have been selected, deliberately selected for this?
Yes, this particular group, they've been practicing for this moment since earlier this year. So it's made, the particular band right now is made up of also members of the 2nd Pacific Islands Regiment.
Its duty performed proudly. Proudly for the purpose of this, the presentation of colors, and proudly for the country.
Now they're going into quick time. The guy in front is called the stick major, or the leader of the band.
Is the elderly instructor. The instructor. The instructor is still is part of this group, no?
Yes, yes. He's also.
I thought I saw him there.
Yes, he's in the far left.
There he is.
As you can see. Can you see him there? Now he's on the right side
Yes.
of the formation of the bend. There he is.
That's him.
That's him. The old instructor from Chimbu. Still there, still strong. Good on you. You strong man.
Strong mantra. So the escorts to the color are preparing to move into formation.
And what would this be now? What can we expect now?
So what you're expecting is for now Alpha Company to take its position in the parade ground, to receive the all colors into the parade ground, and then they will go on to troop the colors. After they receive the colors, they will then troop them. They will walk in between the whole parade, between the guards, in order to troop them within the guards. That's the escorts to the color led by the company twice of Alpha Company, Jonathan Kerenga. The officer commanding for Alpha Company, that particular company is Major Francis Mesa. So the colors now being marched onto the parade ground, whilst the escorts to the color are dressing. Dressing basically what it means is they're ensuring that the formation is in line, and they're all in line. So the color party are now moving into the formation of the parade to join the escorts to the color for the trooping of the colors for the final time. The trooping of the Queen's colors for the final time.
The escort for the color will now troop the old colors through the ranks of the regiment for the last time before they are retired.
At the oath, we'll change direction left! Left! Bump! Escort to the color! Slow! Back!
Can you take us through, Captain, the slow march? What's happening there now?
So what's happening now is the slow marching, trooping the colors. They're going to slow march and troop the colors into the files of the guard. So for the last time, they're going to troop the colors, as you said. So they're getting into position to conduct that last final trooping. Now they're moving forward.
As they go through this routine, will the prince have any part to play? Will he come and say something? Is there a part that he has to play in there?
The next part that the prince will be participating in is the consecration of the colors, where the colors will be blessed, the new colors will be blessed. But for now, the old colors, the Queen's colors, will be trooped in the files.
And I guess for His Royal Highness again on the podium, looking at the colors is a reminder of the Queen Mother and her contributions. So I think it would be quite emotional for him as well.
Yes, exactly. Those colors that are currently being trooped for the final time are the colors of Her Majesty late Queen Elizabeth. And yeah, he would feel a lot of emotion seeing his mother's colors being marched past the files.
Looking through the history and checking through who will ascend to the throne, he stands in line. He's 15th in line to the throne. Okay. If, should, and when that happens. Unlikely, but that's where his position is right now.
Yes.
Last Pignini. Now, cameraman too, yeah?
Yes, cameraman from National there, Kennedy Bunny. They are also doing the same business we're doing right now.
Prince is...
Is that on cue, the salute? Is it on cue? He knows when to make that salute or give that salute as they march past him?
As the color passes him, he is paying the compliment to the colors by saluting his late mother's colors. The colors are treated with very high respect, almost similar to a royal, similar. They're given the same respect to the treatment of a royal family, one of the members of the royal family.
Respected, protected, and given it the significance it deserves.
Mm-hmm.
Symbolic.
So they're performing another dress inspection to ensure that they're performing another dressing, what we call dressing. They're ensuring that they're all in line, information, and looking orderly in the parade ground.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding as the old Prince Kala and the regimental Kala march off the parade ground for the final time. The parade will perform a royal salute and the band will play Point of War. Members in uniform are to salute during the playing of Point of War, and as the colors pass directly to their front, gentlemen in civilian attire should remove their headdress. As the color party approaches the dais, the senior ensign will accord an eye strike and the colors will be lowered.
I went through what will be happening next. The master of ceremony just went through what will be happening next. So we'll have the colors march past the dais for the very last time, where they will be performing a royal salute to the prince. final march past, and then subsequently exit the parade ground in preparation for the new colors, the King's colors, to be moved on and to be consecrated. That is now the conduct of the royal salute.
Captain, just say a little bit about the flag, the colors there.
So you see the one with the crown, the red and blue, with the Union Jack in the middle. That is the Queen's colors. And you have the insignia in the middle there. And on the other side we have the regimental colors with the Pacific Islands Regiment insignia in the middle, the red one. And on its sides, the yellow labels, as we said before, the labels of the battle honors.
The wear and tear of the flags is a reminder of how long the Queen has been at the helm.
Exactly. The Queen has been there, the Queen's colors have been there for a very long time, and they've gotten so old. You can see the wear and tear. It's very visible there.
So after this, what happens to the flag? Does it get a royal burial?
It will be decommissioned and it will be stored away. So, with the officers of the military, all the other officers during the reign of the king, you see the pips that they carry on the shoulders. These now will be called the King's Commission. When it was during the reign of the Queen, ours was during the reign of the Queen, so mine would be a Queen's Commission. Yes. So we were commissioned under the reign of the Queen.
So after this, new sets will be given to the officers to put on.
Yes.
The parade will now prepare the new King's color and the regimental color for the blessing. The blessing and consecration of colors dates back to the Middle Ages, when there were no national standing armies and each nobleman maintained his own private army for the protection of his land holdings. For the purposes of identification, each of these armed bands carried a banner on which was featured the personal coat of arms of its noble commander. Since 1751, regiments have been allowed two colors only, the King's or Queen's color and the regimental color. Although no longer carried into battle, colors remain a symbol of regiment, for on them are borne the battle honors granted in recognition of gallant deeds performed by its members. Because of their historic and symbolic significance, colors before being presented are always consecrated at a special religious ceremony where God's blessings on them is asked. In a moment, the drum corps will perform a maneuver to pile the drums, providing a practical alternative to a formal altar which provides the resting place for the new colors to lay throughout the ceremony.
the MC is stated. So we will witness the unpiling of the drums, where after this, the conduct of the casing of the old colors, the new colors will be moved forward, and the band will move forward also, the band members. They will pile all the drums to create a makeshift altar for the colors to be placed on, the new colors, the king's colors to be placed on, and they will be blessed by our chaplains. And the prince will also participate in that.
A bit of a delicate job there. They'll get it right. And that formation?
That is the piling of the drums. That the drums are now being placed to form a makeshift altar in preparation for the colors to be brought in and placed on top in a cross formation to support the new colors, so that they'll be able to stand and be ready for the consecration or the blessing of the new colors.
The chaplain would be Anglican Church of England?
There's the three main denominations: the Roman Catholic, Protestant, and Pentecostal denominations.
This process has to be done delicately.
Yes.
To store the old colors away. And what was the penalty again? You said earlier on, if there was a mistake that happened there.
Oh yes. If the crown touches the ground, the penalty would be death by firing squad to whoever is carrying the. But that was in the olden days. I'm not sure if they actually still carry out those penalties.
Some form of discipline, reaction.
Yes.
And regimental color over the drums, respectively.
Right is Chaplain Evari, Jason Evari, headquarters, PNG Def. So we now have the uncasing of the new King's colors. And the prince is there to witness the uncasing. The uncasing is done by Senior Major Jarope, and that's, as you can see on the screen, that's Junior Major Francis Mesa conducting the uncasing. So Major Mesa is uncasing the regimental colors, and Major Jarope will be uncasing the King's colors, and they're conducting that now.
You don't want to drop that. In those days, you'd face the firing squad.
Yes, yes. So from here, they will proceed on to place the colors on the makeshift altar. And the new colors have been uncased. The King's colors.
It's almost like the flag of England.
Yes, yes.
British flag.
The British flag.
It's going to have some resemblance of that.
They are now placing the King's colors on, the regimental colors on the drums, or the alternate, the makeshift altar. And now the King's colors on top of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, His Royal Highness has now moved onto the parade ground for the blessing of the colors. I will now hand over to the commanding officer, 1st Royal Pacific Islands Regiment, to commence the ceremony. He will then invite the reverends to bless the colors on behalf of the regiment.
That act, that ceremony, is so unique, it will never be repeated for a long time.
Exactly.
Bless the regimental colors.
For as long as the king is alive.
Yes.
We consecrate and set apart these colors as a perpetual shine of God's presence and our duty to the sovereign and country, and an inspiration to all who follow them. In the name of God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. Amen. Bless, O Lord, these colors which we bless in your name, that those who follow them may be ever mindful of your presence, guided by your will and guided by your providence. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. And of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, we do dedicate and set apart these colors that they may be a sign of our duty towards our sovereign and our country, inside of God, in the name of the Father, the Son, Holy Spirit. Amen.
The senior and junior majors will now recover the kings and the regimental colors for His Royal Highness to present to the color and signs.
Pays compliment to the color and proceeds on to hand over the regimental colors now to the color and sign of the regimental color. The color and sign for the King's color is Lieutenant Desmond Nol, and the color and sign for the regimental color is Lieutenant Ali Charlie.
I now invite the principal guest, His Excellency Sir Bob Dadai, for his keynote address.
Right? Standard! Ice!
The commanding officer, 1st Royal Pacific Islands Regiment, Lieutenant Colonel Ezron Nekaya Tavara, will now make his address. Following the address, he will present a gift to His Royal Highness on behalf of the Chief of Defence Force.
Your Royal Highness, Prince Edward, Governor General Sir Bob Dadai, Chief of the PNG Defence Force, Rear Admiral Philip Poliwara, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. On behalf of the officers and non-commissioned officers and soldiers of the 1st Royal Pacific Islands Regiment, I rise to express our deepest gratitude for the great honor you have bestowed upon us today with the presentation of the King's and regimental colors. The colors we receive are not mere pieces of silk. They are the living symbol of our history, our duty, and our unbroken service to the Crown and Papua New Guinea. They embody the spirit of those who have served before us, who have stood steadfast in battle, and who have upheld the traditions of courage, loyalty, and sacrifice. They are a reminder of the sacred bond between the regiment and the sovereign, a bond we hold with the highest pride and responsibility. The Royal Highness Royal Pacific Islands Regiment is proud of its distinguished heritage forged in the crucible of the Second World War and carried forward through decades of service to our nation and the Commonwealth.
We continue to serve with the same devotion to duty as our forebears, whether in operations or in support to our communities at home. Today, as we receive these colors, we are reminded that we are custodians of a legacy greater than ourselves. It is a legacy that demands loyalty, discipline, and the highest standards of soldiering. It is a trust that we vow never to betray. To our soldiers, the colors will stand as a source of inspiration and pride, rallying points during times of trial, and symbols of unity in times of peace. They will march with us on parade, and they will live with us in our hearts, reminding us always of who we are and what we serve. It would be remiss of us not to acknowledge the significance of receiving the King's and regimental colours on the eve of Papua New Guinea's Golden Jubilee. For half a century, the 1st Battalion has stood with our nation throughout its journey, in its struggles, triumphs and progress. We remain loyally steadfast to the nation and the people of Papua New Guinea, ready to continue the journey into the future. Your Royal Highness, we thank you most sincerely for honouring us with your presence and for presenting us with these sacred emblems of our regiment. We assure you, as long as the Royal Pacific Islands Regiment stands, we shall carry these colours with honour, with discipline, and with unwavering loyalty to Crown and country. May the spirit of the regiment live through these colours, and may we, its soldiers, remain faithful to their charge. Your Royal Highness, thank you and God bless. Tanaku, Badahaya, Rirarai, Esaiban, Beane, Namuna. Namunu, sorry. To find a path, long live the regiment, Abioka, Oriana.
The commanding officer of the 1st Pacific Islands Regiment is now presenting a gift to the Prince, the Duke of Edinburgh.
And what would that gift be?
It's
we
a
have some idea?
Yeah, it's a carving, as you can see on the screen. It's a carving from the Sepik province. Sepik province.
Well, Prince obviously likes the gift. He's got a big smile on him.
And reform with the pipes and drums. The piping drums will then be positioned to the rear of the parade ground, ready to march on the new colors.
Now we'll have the members of the band come back to pick up their drums and go back into formation in the band. Going back into the formation of the band, and then they will go on to march the new colors on parade.
The clergymen going back to the stage, and as they walked on, I thought they were doing a little bit of march as well when they walked on, so they were taught how to march.
Yes,
as
yes.
well as prayer.
Exactly. We have direct entry officers who are specialists. Also, our chaplains are also part of the direct entry officers, and they also do courses on what we call a direct entry officers course, where they learn to march, learn to do little bits of
Yeah, they were in tune with the
ceremony.
drums, and I thought, wow, they learned how to march. Very good.
I think this also includes the doctors as well, who are direct entry officers into the...
Yes, yes. The doctors as well. The recent one was conducted in Leh a couple of months back, where they learn all the basic ceremonial procedures and customs and traditions. For the chaplains, they usually just learn by watching.
We are coming to the conclusion part of that.
Yes.
The new King's Color and the regimental color will now march into position. The parade commander will receive the colors with a royal salute, and the band will play Point of War. Members in uniform are to salute during the playing of Point of War. And as the colors pass directly to their front, gentlemen in civilian attire should remove their headdress.
The colors now will march into the parade and join the formation of the parade. And after more than 50 years, we now have new colors presented, the King's colors presented to the regiment, the 1st Royal Pacific Islands Regiment. We don't know when the next one will be, maybe another 50 years' time.
parade will now advance in review order. This maneuver is a modern development within the longer history of military drill and ceremony, which emphasizes discipline, coordination, and the communication of respect. Following the advance, the parade commander will accord a royal salute as a final respectful gesture to His Royal Highness.
So the new King's Colors are now conducting a royal salute for the first time in history. So it's the first time in history that the new colors now have taken part in the parade. After they've dressed and put into formation, we're going towards the conclusion of the activity now, where there will be the guests will be departing.
The parade will now farewell His Royal Highness, the Duke of Edinburgh, as he departs the parade ground. Please be upstanding. Gentlemen are reminded to remove their headdress, and members in uniform are to salute during the royal salute.
And Bentley is on the parade ground to pick up the Prince for his departure. The previous ones that came were driven in Range Rovers. I think this is the first time a Bentley has been used.
Well, perhaps there is a change of guard at Buckingham Palace right now.
Yes.
So maybe it's filtering right through the Commonwealth. Mm-hmm. That things have changed.
Yes.
Over the years, and the Duke of Edinburgh now takes a leave after officiating at the change of colors here at the Murray Barracks in Port Moresby. It marks the birth of the new and almost the burial of the old.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Governor General, His Excellency Sir Bob Dadai, will now depart the parade ground. Audience members are requested to stand. Once again, gentlemen should remove their headdress, and members in uniform are reminded to salute.
the Governor General, Sir Bob Dane, takes leave, takes a salute from the head of the Defence Force, and takes leave. That just about marks the formal part, the departure of two key personnel in this little ceremony that is so significant within the Defence Force, within the 1-hour PIR. The history being made, history relived, and another chapter opened in its existence.
Departs the parade.
Now we have the departure of the commander of the Defence Force. After this, we'll go to the conclusion of the parade where the parts of the parade will be marched off. With the
Rear Admiral Philip Polewara,
exactly.
the commander of the Papua New Guinea Defence Force, the third person to leave Murray Barracks here in Port Moresby after the presentation of colours. This, of course, is a very significant little ceremony as part of our 50th Independent Golden Jubilee celebrations.
Please be upstanding as the King's Color and Regimental Color will now march from the parade ground to Bonnie Dundee. The regimental quick march of the 1st Royal Pacific Islands Regiment. Prior to marching off, the parade will accord the colors a royal salute and the band will play Point of War. Members in uniform are to salute during the playing of Point of War, and the colors pass directly to their front.
The parade is now paying compliments to the King's Colors in preparation for them to be marched off the parade ground. That particular group is called the Color Party. The party that is involved in the carrying of the colors and the security of the colors.
Their participation there will go down in the history.
Yes, of course. They are the color party of the new King's Colors.
Just like the black and white pictures we saw earlier on of the original one, the original group that came to what it is now.
Yes, yes.
So after it's been marched off the regimental colors and the king's colors, where will both of these colors be stored?
They'll be stored in the respective unit, which is the First Royal Pacific Islands Regiment in Taruma Barracks. Usually, the colors are stored in the officers' mess, where there's security in there. So they have the glass casing where they are stored in.
There's a certain element of security protection, of course.
Yes. So we have guards on duty 24 hours, 7 days a week at the gate. They're part of also protecting the colors. The officers are responsible. The officer core of the unit is responsible for taking care of the colors, looking after the cleaning it, casing it, and taking care of the colors all throughout its stay in the unit.
Its history.
Yes.
And visitors can go there, and I guess that's by appointment?
Yes, of course. Any visitor who wants to see the colors can go to the unit in Taruma Barracks and request to visit the colors in the officers' mess.
The parade commander, Lieutenant Colonel Ezron Nikaitavara, will now hand over command of the parade to the parade 2IC Major Eddie Jarape. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Now hand over the parade to the parade adjutant, Captain Moses Afuti.
Officer of the unit is responsible for the general discipline of the unit. He is second to the what we call the regimental sergeant major, the number one soldier of the unit. So he is responsible for casing the color. So we now have the officers marching off. Officers senior marching off are commanders of each respective unit within the barracks or the unit. And we have one female officer who is the supply officer of the unit. She goes by the name of Lieutenant David Motove.
Regimental Sergeant Major Chief Warrant Officer Senawi, who will then march off the regiment.
This is now the regimental sergeant major, the #1 soldier of the unit, preparing the whole parade to march off.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our program this morning. Why don't we give them a round of applause as they march off the parade ground. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this historic occasion. This solemn and majestic ceremony is more than a parade. It is a vivid symbol of patriotism, discipline, and pride. The colors, our regimental colors, represent not only the history, achievements, and sacrifices of our military units, but also the enduring values that have united us as a nation. As we mark this 50th anniversary, let us continue to honor the courage, sacrifice, and unwavering commitment of everyone who has contributed to our nation's growth and prosperity. May this tradition continue to inspire future generations and serve as a symbol of our collective identity and hope. Once again, on behalf of the CDF, I stand here today with a heart of gratitude to acknowledge and thank all those who contributed to the success of this event. Your dedication, hard work, and support have been instrumental.
That marks the conclusion of the presentation of colors, and would like to thank you, Captain Roderick Cambuel, for giving us an insight and taking us through this a procedural thing that I guess you're knowledgeable with it, and your contribution was good. It was a moment in time for the Defence Force in general, and also a moment in time on the eve of our 50th. So quite significant. Bradley.
Yeah, well, John, just looking at the ceremonial events of the presentation of colours this morning, it was, you know, after the Queen, we have a line of King and Prince, you know, down the line in as far as the hierarchy is concerned. So I think the colours will remain for a very long time.
And those who took part in it today will be, as I say, a moment in time. They'll take it away. They'll live with it for a long time. So will you, Captain, that you're able to tell the rest of the country the significance of this special little moment within the 1 hour PIR and the change of colors from the Queen to the King and all the formalities that go with it. So, very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's my pleasure and a privilege to represent the PNGDF and sit here to go through the ceremony with both of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. And that brings to the end of that component of our telecast today, the presentation of colors here at Murray Barracks in Port Moresby on the eve of our 50th. We have another significant event that has just happened, the arrival at Jackson's Airport just a while ago of the Airbus A220. And there it is. That's the new plane that we've been talking about and we've been waiting for a long time. And you have a group of people, it's been flying with the colors all the way from Canada to a number of, it went through a number of ports from Canada all the way to Honolulu, Hawaii, and to Nadi in Fiji. And from Fiji to Port Moresby is or was the last leg of that historic moment, of that historic trip. And making history is a female pilot. Would you believe her name is Captain Beverly Parkey? And with her, of course, was Captain Timothy Narara. He's the instructor, both Papua New Guineans, making history, bringing home our new Airbus A220, a plane that is set to revolutionize Air New Guinea's fleet of aeroplanes serving domestically within the region and internationally as well. So I think we will have the opportunity to go to the airport with those pictures. I think the Prime Minister, the Honorable James Marape, is at the airport to witness or to take in that moment in history of our country's national flag carrier. That is the Airbus A220, a plane, one of several, and we believe it might go up to as many as 11. I could be corrected here, but it is the beginning of a new era, a new chapter of our flag carrier. It'll serve the domestic routes as well as the region and internationally if that need is required. The Airbus A220 is a modern aircraft. It is, we are told, fuel efficient, at least 30% fuel efficient. And its range is also about 30 plus efficient. So all that efficiency at the end of the day will hopefully reduce the airfares that many travelers tend to really complain about. They complain about airfares, but they have to understand the unique circumstances under which our flag carrier operates in Papua New Guinea. It is a difficult country to operate in, and Air New Guinea has that difficult task of not just providing a reliable, safe, and regular continuous service, but also make it safe, and also a sense of pride and sovereignty. All of those considerations come into play. So there's that Airbus A220. You're seeing it for the first time, and how it is at the airport. We are celebrating its arrival with fanfare, with tradition, with officialdom, all of that. Bradley.
Yeah, John, it's a moment in time in Papua New Guinea's carrier, Air New Guinea, and also a reflection of how far we've come as a country in the aviation space. Another milestone for Air New Guinea. For a while, we've stuck with the Boeing series of aircrafts. Now we have an Airbus servicing our airwaves once more. And John, just looking at the plane itself, the color is splendid. The Papua New Guinea colors. It's always eye-catching, really, just looking at it.
You can't go wrong with those colors. And the other significant historical moment right there is that it has flown all the way from Canada, flying to a number of countries, to Honolulu, Hawaii in the United States, and all the way to Fiji and at Nadi Airport. And I think when it landed, I don't know, we may have missed those pictures while we were covering the presentation of colors here at Murray Barracks. But I think that it is tradition that it gets a new plane, making history, new arrivals gets a normal washdown. It's almost a salute that is accorded to such times like this. And when I look at that's a little earlier on when it taxied in, and I'm sure that if we're lucky, we can catch a glimpse of the washdown. And these are, yep, there it is, the washdown. That's the salute. Big balus yumi. Nubla, and by replacing all the Fokker 100s and Fokker 7s, that's the aeroplane that'll be a part of our air travel in Papua New Guinea for some time.
And these are pictures of the plane landing in Nadi, Fiji, John. Oh, and the Papua New Guinea community was there to witness.
And there was a few Papua New Guineans at Nadi airport. And of course they will have heard that the PNG Air New Guinea's Airbus A220 is making a stop in Fiji, so why not get the opportunity to be part of that proud moment. And that's another shot of the plane taking off from Nadi in the early hours of this morning, heading for Port Moresby, the final leg. And there is the person we're talking about, Captain Beverly Paki, the pilot who hails from Enga province. And the way I saw at the airport, there are a number of Enga ladies who are proud of their Susa Blongol, Sister Blongol. She's the captain of that Airbus A220, Air New Guinea's first of the fleet of replacement fleet of aircraft, which we will see a number of as time goes on. And on its arrival, a number of officials were at the airport, no doubt government people as well as those in the aviation industry and in business, and will have accepted the arrival, and of course part of the group over there just taking in that moment of excitement, history in its making. Two significant events happened today, two very important moments on the eve of our 50th, the presentation of colours at Murray Barracks in Port Moresby, quite significant. And then on this day we take delivery of the first of a number of aeroplanes, the Airbus A220, and there is also at least two Boeing Dreamliners. These will do the international routes. We will hear more about that as they come to stream. But there it is in front of your screen. Balus Yumia, companies, Nupala, Bayubla Lukim Lo Rabal, Bayubla Lukim Lo Hagen, Lo Le, Lo Wiwek, Lo Manus, all the country. It will serve the domestic routes as well as the regional routes. And I mean regional, maybe it'll fly to Vanuatu, fly to Honiara, even back to Nadi. Bradley.
Yeah, John, just looking at the pictures from the airport, that aeroplane is quite big. It's quite big, and I'm told from the numbers we're having, it will transport at least 138 passengers, 8 in the 130, of course, the economic class, and the other 8, of course, will be the VIPs in front. So quite a big plane if you look at it in terms of the number of passengers it can transport at any one time.
Yes, that's true. And also the news about this new aeroplane is that its fuel efficiency ratio is quite good. 30% fuel efficient, and then the range is even longer with that much fuel. So we're getting a better deal, and hopefully that'll translate to reduce airfares. And this is something on the lips of every traveling Papua New Guinea, of the reduced airfares. I did talk to the chairman of the National Airline Commission, Carl Yellow, and also the managing director then, Gary Sadden, and they did talk about the significance of this aeroplane, how fuel efficient it was, and the range. But the other thing is that it brings the airline to come of age, and gives, particularly with Chairman Yellow, referring to it as an opening, an eye-opener in the aviation industry for young Papua New Guineans who want to be, who aspire to become politicians, pilots later on, and some pilots do end up becoming politicians. And so to become pilots in their lives, and that plane there will get their thoughts to the next level to eventually fulfill that dream of becoming a pilot. And particularly ladies, how often is that anywhere in the world, in a country like ours, that a female excels and makes history in bringing in a sophisticated aeroplane all the way from Canada into Papua New Guinea? Bradley.
Yeah, John, look, Captain Beverly Paki is from the Enga province, and you know, the name Paki is a well-known name here in Papua New Guinea in many sectors of the country, their contribution to education especially, and Captain Beverly Paki is a very vocal and educated person from Enga province. And I take it that also a good friend of mine, Major Ray Paki, is also from the Paki family, is watching this right now. He's been following the broadcast. So shout out to the family for contributing to nation building and this country as a whole. You mentioned the airspace, but also other sectors here in Papua New Guinea, John.
Yes, Bradley. We're taking the pictures from the airport as it's happening, and for the moment we're told that the Prime Minister, well, here's some pictures, the Honourable William Duma, Minister for State Enterprise, and by the way, State Enterprise, Air New Guinea is part of the state-owned enterprise. So the Honourable William Duma, as Minister responsible, is at the airport, the Prime Minister, and there is Professor David Kavanamur, and the Chief Secretary to Government, Ivan Pomalau, with a number of other government officials at the airport. The procedure here is for the Prime Minister to walk up on those steps and to knock on the door, and for those who are inside to open the door. It's a little ceremonial gesture. And we've got, I think, it looks like the Cardinal, Sir John Ribbett, has gone up there to welcome home this plane with a blessing. And why not? We are a Christian country. These formalities are always part and parcel of moments like this.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, coming to a very symbolic moment as well too, but we'll let the Cardinal address the aircraft first.
The refleeting program of the national airline has been an agenda that has been on the list for all governments, and as things happen, it comes to fruition under the watch of the Marape Rosa government.
Knowledge and skill which you bestowed upon your people. Today we gather with gratitude to bless this new Airbus A220 aircraft entrusted to serve the people of Papua New Guinea and beyond. Lord, we ask your blessing upon all who will operate this aircraft, the pilots, the crew, the engineers and staff. Grant them safety, clarity, and diligence in their duties. Protect all passengers who will travel on this plane. May their journey be safe, peaceful, and fruitful. Bless also the work of this airline and all those contribute to its service, that it may continue to be a channel of connection, unity, and development for our nation. As this aircraft soars through the skies, may it always be under your divine protection. Keep it safe from harm. Shield it from change, from danger, and guide it through clear and peaceful skies. Heavenly Father, may this blessing remind us that all human progress comes from you, and all our journeys are safe when we travel in your care. We make this our prayer through Christ our Lord. Amen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll come to a symbolic moment. We have the future of Papua New Guinea here with us. 60-year-old Awa Vele from Guinea village in the Central Province. Young Awa will be presenting the ceremonial Caesars to the Prime Minister, Honorable James Marape, the Prime Minister of Papua New Guinea. Accompanied by the Minister of State-owned enterprises, including our important dignitaries, and the Chairman of Air New Guinea and the COO. Young Awa will now present the ceremonial Caesars to the Prime Minister, Honorable James Marape, the Prime Minister of Papua New Guinea, cut the ribbon to officially commission Air New Guinea's very first Airbus A220-300 aircraft. The Prime Minister will now knock on the door. This is traditional. The door will now be disarmed, and they will open the door. The door is now opening. Thank you, Prime Minister, Honorable James Marape. And here comes Captain Beverly Paki. Thank you, Captain. And also Captain Timothy Narara. Prime Minister is shaking hands with Captain Paki and Captain Arara. The Prime Minister will now cut the ribbon. I'll hand the microphone over to the Prime Minister.
All right, well, Captain Paki and Captain Narara, what a flight. What a journey home. As both of you have lifted from the port of collecting this first balloons in our effort to refleet, we were following your journey closely. It is not just about Air New Guinea or James Marape or Minister Duma, but about the construction and the role Air Guinea has played since December 1st, 1973, and since Captain Penny and Captain Boroga became our first two proud Papua New Guineans shepherding this. What a wonderful moment to see a daughter of our country and a brother of our country flying this new plane or balloons back to our home, our first of many more planes to come in our refleeting exercise to ensure PX maintains safety, importantly for our people, and business for our national airlines company. Congratulations to all children of Papua New Guinea who are watching now and far and around. It is your moment. And to every hand in New Guinea, past and up till today, I want to say thank you very much for keeping your country proud. This is our moment, this is your moment. God bless us. I cut this ribbon, symbolizing our move into the plane for the first time. Thank you so much. Happy 50th, and Minister Duma and a team at KCH to PX board. And the past management, present caretaker management, what a wonderful story. Thank you, Tomas. It shows we can do it despite many criticisms.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Now we will have the VIPs to be taken into the aircraft by Tenarara and our very own first, and also the first a female pilot, Beverly Paki. The VIPs are now touring the aircraft.
As the VIPs are being taken inside, on board the plane, and looking at the inside, is a little bit about Captain Timothy Narara and Captain Beverly Paki. Captain Narara comes from a family of almost pilots. His brother Granger Narara is also a pilot, and I think Pignini Blongem too is also a pilot. So Captain Timothy Narara has flown with the Emirates, and Papua New Guinea needs to know that this particular Papua New Guinean pilot has flown the biggest passenger aircraft in the world with the Emirates. It's the Airbus A380. And that's the biggest plane in the world. It is bigger than the 747, and he flew that around the world. So here's the Papua New Guinean that has put his little mark, him in person, but also representing the country, and that is quite significant. And Beverly Paki, from the Anga province, her father is a pilot, and very a family that is has made significant contributions to the aviation industry in Papua New Guinea. So these are special people, and their profession, what they do, is technical. It's concentrating, and with advancing technologies, they've got to adapt and educate themselves to that specific field. And they have excelled in bringing home a plane that is the most modern and most sophisticated in the world. And Papua New Guinea, after 50 years, we take delivery of something that is the envy of other airlines in the world. So at least there's something that this country needs to be proud of. And the people of this country need to take ownership and be proud of as well. You know, there are moments like that surpass all the belat blomipla, all the top nungut blomipla, all the whatever concerns and we have. Take this in and let's go forward with that. Bradley.
Yeah, John, we will live in this country. We were born in this country, and we will probably die here on home soil. So taking responsibility is one thing we're reminded of. And things are happening for this country despite our challenges, and that in itself is one development that is remarkable.
Our Prime Minister has events too, so we'll straight into the speeches now. Past 11, 1 past 11. Prime Minister will leave at 11:15. So we'll now proceed to have the Prime Minister deliver his official address and speech for the arrival of the Air Guinea Airbus 220-300.
I think the procedure there is for the Prime Minister, the Honourable James Marape, to at least make a speech about the plane and about this new chapter that we're writing. He, of course, was at the airport there with a number of his ministers. His Minister for State Enterprises, Honorable William Numa.
Stand up that one country, one people, one nation music. Come on, let's make noise.
And New Guinea is part of the state-owned enterprises under his portfolio. Oh, here's another picture of the washdown. It happened a little earlier on. While we're waiting for the Prime Minister, these pictures are memorable. They're first.
Can I have the attention of all staff of Air New Guinea and everyone lined up in front of us? Please stand around. Stand around with the
On
official
home soil.
speech by
But if you see it in another country,
Honorable James
But you cry.
I am now.
We're still waiting for the Prime Minister. I think he will have toured the inside. He went on board, will have toured the inside and a look at the layout inside. And as you were saying, Bradley, that plane there will travel to Rabaul, Manus, Leh with a lot more passengers than the Fokker Friendships do today.
Given the size of the plane itself, I take that there's good short landing and takeoff capabilities to service our airports in the country.
There's a lot of advantages of this plane, yeah, short takeoff and landing capabilities, and fuel efficiency, range, and also comfort, safety. All of those come into the picture. So we will go back to the airport as soon as we get word that the Prime Minister is about to make a speech on the arrival of this Airbus A220, our new aeroplane that will replace the Fokker Friendships that we have in this country. Not overnight, not by this, but a gradual replacement of the fleet. And eventually we will have, I heard 11, but there is talk about 9 initially, and then maybe progressively reach 11 and even more as the need and the demand requires. So that's the story of the Airbus A220 at Jackson's Airport in Port Moresby today. And this is our live telecast. This telecast is being carried by the 3 television stations of Papua New Guinea, TV1, from which we're coming to you from the Hub, EMTV TV, and NBC TV. So these TV stations are taking this coverage as part of our combined effort to bring to you the events and the activities that are part of the commemoration of our 50th independence, the Golden Jubilee celebrations. So, yeah, that's been quite a task by these three television stations. And I think we'll get the opportunity to get down to the airport and just have another peek at whether the Prime Minister is ready to make that speech welcoming home the new Airbus A220.
Business. And I've always explained it's moments like this where I can see the product come together with people embracing new cultures and forming lasting relationships. Today I celebrate with you and embrace the diversity and beauty of this nation and our new partnership with your flag air carrier. For those unfamiliar with Azora, we are a US-based financial services business. We specialize in the origination and management of aerospace equipment financing solutions. Together with our partners at Airbus, Azora is deeply proud to become a key aircraft financier and business partner with Air Guinea in the delivery of this new Airbus A220, the People's Ballast. The A220 is best in class. It's the most modern, capable, and fuel-efficient narrow-body manufactured today. On the eve of Papua New Guinea's 50th anniversary of independence, the arrival of this equipment will bring a new era of mobility for the nation. Connecting the country internally, providing citizens and visitors with elevated comfort, safety, efficiency, and improved links to global transportation hubs. This moment could not have been made possible without the substantial hard work and dedication of Air Guinea's senior management, the board of directors, the shareholders, the fleet integration teams, and the skilled engineers and craftspeople at Airbus. I would like to recognize all of these contributors here today. Please give them a round of applause. We have every confidence the implementation of this aircraft will drive prosperity, promote economic benefit, and further highlight Papua New Guinea's.
It's television. A few glitches there at Jackson's Airport here in Port Moresby. That person on screen that was talking a while ago was the representative from the Airbus company from which we took delivery, or we bought a plane from them. His name is A. Stanley. He was speaking, and there will be a number of other people who will be speaking on stage. No doubt the Minister for State Enterprises and the Prime Minister. So we will go back to them as soon as we get some clear pictures from the airport. Bradley, while there, some input from you, my friend.
Yeah, John, look, it's an eventful day for us here in the country. One, we were at Murray Barracks, and number two, we're back at the airport for this important event for the country, the arrival of A220 in the country. And I think to hear from the State Enterprise Minister, William Duma, which will come shortly, and also Prime Minister, is interestingly to tell the country in these very challenging times how we, ferried and to bring this new fleet on board to us here in the country. So for me, that will be an interesting one to see and hear from our leaders, especially from the country in these challenging economic times.
This is our live telecast being brought to you by the three television companies in Papua New Guinea, EMTV, TV1, and NBC TV. We are looking, or were looking at pictures coming to you from Jackson's Airport here in Port Moresby, the arrival of the Airbus A220, the new plane that is going to refleet our Air Niugini's aging Fokker Friendship fleet. So the first of many has arrived, and it arrived on the eve of our 50th. So how good is that? How good is that? So our studio people are telling me, can we get to the airport to see some more of the speeches? This is live television, and it's, I am talking as things are happening at Jackson's Airport. Are we able to get to the airport?
Beautiful aircraft we can witness today. It's been such a blessing as we celebrate the 50th anniversary of your country's independence. It's been almost 2 years since we gathered in Port Moresby for the landmark signing for this order. And since that time, we have worked diligently and tirelessly, including training programs with celebrities like your Captain Beverly Paki, your cabin crews, your planning maintenance team, and everyone in Airbus has been working hard.
Bit of television again. We'll go for a short break here and fix that little problem for you before we get there for the Prime Minister and the Honourable William Duma's speeches. Go for a break right now.
One of the growths I've seen in emergency care over the last 50 years is actually the recognition of emergency care services as an integral part of the whole healthcare system. Emergency care was only recognized as a need in the early 2000s, and it has continued to grow. And that in itself is a big achievement because emergency care spreads across the spectrum of both pre-hospital, transportation of patients to a facility, and the care that's administered at a healthcare facility. My message to all young Papua New Guineans, and especially women who would like to pursue a career in healthcare, it's a lot of self-sacrifice, but also reputation needs to be built and it must be maintained. Happy 50th Independence, Papua New Guinea.
Well, we showed you the pictures of the arrival of that new plane, the Airbus A220. speeches are going on there, but as demands of television, I suppose, that we have to conclude our telecast at this moment, and this has been a significant day on the eve of our 50th Independence Golden Jubilee celebrations. We had the presentation of colors at Murray Barracks earlier today. Quite a memorable event this morning, and then the arrival of the Air New Guinea, the first of Air New Guinea's refleeting program of all Nupla Balusia. Nice through. We will hear more about that, and we will bring you more of that speech by the Minister of State Enterprises responsible for Air New Guinea under his portfolio, the Honourable William Duma, and then of course the Prime Minister, a proud man to go to the airport to welcome this new plane, happened under his watch as Prime Minister and as government on this day. So we'll bring you all of that. But tomorrow is another exciting moment. Exciting, and it is D-Day. We begin with the flag raising ceremony on Independence Hill near the Parliament House here in Port Moresby. That will be followed by the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Edward, officially opening, and the National Court Complex was open, but he will unveil the plaque and have the courthouse officially opened. And then this will be followed by what we're calling, what organizers are calling, the spectacular at the Sir John Guy Stadium, also in Port Moresby, that has a number of events and activities that almost reflect this country, the mood of the country, the traditions, and all this will come together and be captured all in one show. So be prepared for that and look out for that. Bradley, quite an eventful day today.
Yeah, John. What stood out for me from the two events that we saw today was one word, and that's pride. Pride of a country, the military, pride of the country, the flag carrier, and New Guinea, the refleeting. So, again, some yumi kumulia na yumi mas so imliglig feda blong yumi so imliglig bilas blong yumi long well. So I think that stood out for me. So a takeaway for all of us in this country, Papua New Guinea.
That pride, I think, goes with your necktie as well.
Oh yeah,
pride of Papua New Guinea.
You had that one yesterday. The Prime Minister had his on today.
Today. All right, we'll try and wear mine tomorrow on the big day. That is a moment of the highest order of pride.
Why not? Why not?
This is the live telecast provided to you by the combined services of TV1, NBC TV, and EMTV. We'll do it again tomorrow morning, early in the morning, so keep an eye out for us. Bye for now.